the real miss actually is from the NHL. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if they knew he was going to win it,
right,
why don't you just tell him right away?
Okay.
Like, here's the other argument. What if they told him while he's got his jockstrap half off?
Good point.
Hey, McDavid, you won it, eh? You think you can get back?
That's a good point.
He's like this. He's like,
he might have wanted to go get it.
He's like, guys, what
couldn't.
are you talking about? I got my loofah half wet over
I'm
here.
literally
Relax.
in the shower.
I'm 1 foot in the door.
It's a good point.
Take it away from him.
Sports
The
show.
barn is alive again.
Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get 4 goals. I've been in my head,
we're
but
live
it's
right
not
now.
a
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers.
You son of a gun. You son of a
Hey,
gun. Hey.
emergency pod.
Emergency pod 2 days later.
Everybody get ready and get into gear. The sports are sensation, Mitch and Dimitri. Woo! The Greeks are here. We were doing a little Degrassi high. That's where it was. That was. I just came up with that.
That's the original Drake.
The original. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to not just the sports show, a very special
edition.
And the Greeks mean special edition of the Sports Show Emergency Podcast. Mitch calls an audible. He says, hey, Dimitri, you got to get in here. We got to do it. I don't care what's happening. I know one of your kids is off to Tennessee. You got no real obligations. The Stanley Cup has now finished.
It's over.
It's over. So when you're wondering, we're celebrating. Hey!
Way to go, boys. Way to go.
Wait.
Hey.
To Mitch.
Hey, you know what?
The man with the plan.
The video came out. The reels are out. The grenade analogy is exactly it. I've never been so nervous.
You were nervous.
I was super nervous watching that game, and I said to myself, is this going to happen?
It's crazy.
Am I going to look like a fool across the entire podcast world for what I've been saying for the last 3 years?
And you know what? You had to stick to your guns.
Damn right I did.
I was thinking about it. I go, how do we do this? How do we start it? What do we say to it? And I figured, why don't we do like a real hockey interview, right? If I went in. So can I?
Yeah, please.
You don't mind?
Hey,
Jesus, can I take the wheel?
You sure can.
Sure, not a problem. Mitch, early on before the season started, you had picked the Florida Panthers. If you don't mind taking us through it, what was your motivation and rationale to call the team from the beginning?
It was a big game, Corollas, and we went. We said to ourselves, "Hey, we were here last year. We got a little taste of it. We like that taste. This year, it's ours. It's all ours. Done."
So at the time now, you get into the playoffs, and then you're thinking you want to call an audible. You've seen these other teams that are hot. What made you stick with the Panthers to get through not only the first, second, and third rounds, but continue on their journey to another Stanley Cup playoffs?
Great question
Finals.
again. Great question. It really just came down to one thing only, and that was that Bennett, Kachuk, and dare I say Barkov combination. They were working, and the Bobrovsky, baby. He was just looking good. He was looking too good. I could not put my money on this guy.
Mitch, your team's down 3-0. The team that you loathe, that you hate, that you said all year, all decade almost, blow it up. It's got to change. It's not working.
Right.
They tie the series. It goes to Game 7. You're holding the proverbial grenade that we talked about last week. At that moment in time, what did you say to yourself?
I'm not going to lie to you. Last week on this very podcast, I said to myself, I think I'm done for. I think I'm dead. Then I went home. Might have poured myself a whiskey. Said, hey, relax. You got this. This team has got it. I'm not going to lie to you. All the momentum. What have we always talked about? The heater. It's always going. You got to follow the heater. But when it came down to a Game 7, what did that heater really do? All it did was even the odds. The Florida Panthers were playing with house money the whole time, baby. They got a little complacent. Let's call it what it is. They got a little tired. 7-hour flight here, 7-hour flight there. Bill Zito looking at him like he was going to murder the whole team. Hey, I got scared too. I believed in it. People throwing beef on the ice, Dimitri, I'm not going to lie to you. But can I be honest? When they got back to Fort Lauderdale / Boca, I said, you know what? There's something in the air today. There's something in the air.
That's right. Just like the great Phil Collins once said, I can feel it in me.
Tonight. That's right.
Unreal. Okay, let's get to it. You know what? We're so hyped, right? We're
big.
here. We got celebratory cigars. That's what winners
This is what do.
I'm a winner by proxy. Yeah, I was riding Edmonton, but I do a podcast with Mitch.
That's right.
So that makes me
He's
a
a
winner.
winner.
It doesn't matter. We couldn't lose. It was all planned. He was Florida. I was Edmonton. We hedged our bets. I mean, I do that for a living. I'm the master of the hedge. I'm a hedge guy.
He's the hedge.
Not a full hedge guy, but I can hedge. I've been known to hedge.
He's a hedgehog. He's the hedger. He's the hedger.
Like I say, I'm one step ahead. I am.
That's the name of the pot.
With the Hodge.
That's
We're
it.
the Hedge Hodge.
Oh my God.
What just happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Is that the name of the pod?
The Hedge Hodge.
The hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog right here. Okay,
I love
everyone's looking ridiculous. Let's get to basics. At Sports Show Podcast, the blue and white logo. Look for it. Subscribe to the channel, YouTube, Instagram. I just want to say thank you, an incredible thank you, all jokes aside, because what has happened in the sports show is beyond recognition. I want to say this proudly. Our reel, with the good Amy's help.
Good Amy's.
The good Amy. There's another Amy, but we're talking about the good Amy.
The good Amy.
Over 17,000 views.
I'm sorry, what?
17,000 views on YouTube, and it's all thanks to you that watch, like, listen, subscribe, and support. Thank you very much, all jokes aside. So Podbean, Spotify, of course, you can stream the podcast if you want to listen there, but the real fun is in the reels. And you got to see, the thing is, if you listen to it, that's great. I get it. We listen to podcasts
all day,
but the magic's in the video, you guys. I'm telling you, the Amy, she's cooking up some. It's what Italians do. It's a multi-course meal.
It really
right?
is.
She's Italian now, basically. She's got the jersey. She's got the Farah.
Is this a scene from Goodfellas? Is this a scene from Goodfellas?
Could be.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what we're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
You know what I'm saying.
So anyways, let's get to it. The Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions. They get to hold the banner.
They get to hold
Usually it's you asking the questions, but everything about this emergency pod is backwards. Mitch.
Yeah.
The floor goes to the winner. But all jokes aside, let's talk about, what did you think about the playoffs?
Yeah.
What did you think about the final?
That's a good question. Actually, I got it written down. And it was for you. So please answer right after I answer this one.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. The playoffs as a whole, I thought was started off hot because we get excited for it, but wasn't as good. I'll be honest. I didn't find that super excitement I have in the previous years in that first round. But in a weird way, this got better along the way, and probably the Edmonton effect had something to do with it. More Canadian teams in it. There seemed to be more at stake. A lot of talented, first round series. What did we have again? We had Colorado and Winnipeg going at it in the first round. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. We said it a million times. That should have been somewhere in the middle of the pack. You know what I mean? The finals were excellent. Listen, guys, this is why last week I was so stressed out. Because when you got a 3-0 lead like Florida did, you say to yourself, wow, the narrative and all that GM talk, you're like, oh my God, this is going to write itself. This is excellent. Then Edmonton goes on a roll. And they tie the series at 3, and you're like, this story has to end with Edmonton winning now, because if they lose, that's a really crappy way of losing. Hindsight, if you're a WWE fan, this is Cody Rhodes-esque from the WrestleMania year before.
Right.
So I'm okay with them losing, and I'll tell you why. Because Edmonton fan, you got to go through your grind. Don't get me wrong, you guys have had some tough years. 5 first-round draft picks, all this, that, and the other. But this is what you did good out of it. I like to look at the pros and cons, Dimitri.
Mm-hmm.
The pros. McDavid truly is a killer. You can't, for all those that always just went on straight, oh, he's just talented. Yeah, he's always been way more talented.
Yeah.
He's a killer. But I think now, and we'll talk about it more, you see that there are those slight, small little holes in there that caused this to not be a Stanley Cup championship win for the Edmonton Oilers. Mm-hmm. The Florida Panthers got a taste of it last year. They said, hey, that's nice. We weren't supposed to be here last year. We got there. Vegas ends up taking it. And watching the other team party, maybe that was that extra fire. I don't know. What happened to them in the last 3 games? I don't know. But hey, it all matters when it comes down to that last game. Here it is. Florida, good on you. I thought it was a great game. It went back and forth. I literally thought Edmonton was going to tie it, if you want the truth. And then I thought, in overtime, it could be anybody's game. Dimitri, question back to you. What'd you think of the entire playoffs? What'd you think of this Florida win? What'd you think of the Oilers?
I think the playoffs was an incredible success. Here's my barometer test. I have two teams. The Pittsburgh Penguins are my team, not in. And the Calgary Flames are also a team I support because I live in the city. And if they're playing anyone else but the Penguins, they're my team. And they weren't in.
Right.
So no real skin in the game. And I was drawn in the whole time.
Right.
I actually liked this playoffs a lot better than last year. Mm-hmm. I thought the competition was that much bigger. I thought there was a lot of storylines, a lot of excitement. And you nailed it because the Edmonton factor is a factor. Right. It's the McDavid factor. It's the best player factor. It's not so much that it's Edmonton. It just so happens that the best player plays for a Canadian team, and he's like the great white hope. You know what I mean?
Great.
So that's what made it exciting. So, I mean, from a finals, what more could a fan of hockey ask for? The on-paper best team that made its way back, that got actually better, retooled, got better. Like, guys, let's think about this. Ekman Larson, Tarasenko, like these are the additions.
Yeah,
these are the people you're bringing on. Just, I mean, hello, right? Against Edmonton, the two best players in the league. So they're back. What story do you want? Do you want the McDavid story? Do you want the Paul Maurice story? Do you want the Bobrovsky story?
That's another good one.
Do you want the Kulikov story? Do you want who? Do you want the Corey Perry story? I don't know. Like, who do you want?
Yeah.
Right? And who deserves it more than the other? That's what I liked about everything. You're down 3-0. It's over. Until it wasn't.
Exactly.
And then you get game 7. And I'll be honest with you, Edmonton was not short of chances.
No.
I mean, let's look at that go-ahead goal.
Yeah.
Pop open empty, incredible defensive play to come back on the other side and score, which in my opinion, this is why the game is so tight. Kulak overcommitted. I think he cost the goal. It looked like he thought it was a 3-on-2 or something when it wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's the margin of error. And let's call it the last 5 minutes, Edmonton was right.
Oh, they were all over him.
There.
Yeah.
Again. So, I mean, everything was amazing. The Panthers deserved it. The Oilers would have deserved it, but there's a lot of, I was watching the game, and Tamara goes, "Are you upset that Edmonton lost?" And I said, no. Because at the end of the day, when the Stanley Cup is won, everyone deserves it. Like you start to look at the team and you're like, man, I forgot that guy's there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what about that person?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, what about this? Like you start going and you're like, man, this is pretty stinking cool. I am going to throw something out there though.
Sure.
The real loser is actually just Alberta. Okay?
Well,
hold on. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, explain to me what you mean.
04.
Okay. Oh,
Alberta.
I know where you're going with
Alberta
this.
lost to what state?
Florida.
06. Alberta lost to what state? It would have been Carolinas.
Carolinas. Yeah.
Right?
Good point.
Right?
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
I jumped
a little bit more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Montreal Canadiens lost to what state?
Florida.
Edmonton Oilers now lost to what state?
Florida.
Right? Now, I'm going Canadian teams, but like Alberta and Florida, like we got a thing here.
Yeah. Looks like, we got a problem
like each
here.
Florida, like Alberta 0, Florida 2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, right? Like it's actually crazy.
And just to throw a little spice on there, when Calgary lost, and I think I said this on a couple podcasts ago, when Calgary lost, what's the color of the team that beat them? Blue and white. Blue, major color. Oilers lose the other night. Who did they lose to? A red and yellow team.
It's not good.
Like, it's just weird.
It's not good.
It's like they took the same alter ego and brought them down.
It's not, guys, it's not good.
I'm just saying.
Okay? It's like I said, like basically Edmonton is dating the girl that looks like the ex-girlfriend.
That's a good point.
They're like, listen, Calgary, we don't love you. We can't be together.
Yeah.
But look who I brought home. I brought home this girl named Florida.
Wait a minute.
And then all your buddies are like, dude.
She looks like Calgary.
Like, are you not putting this together? Yeah, I know. Great girl, hey?
Right.
Yeah. Totally different. Way outside what I would normally do. Right. Huh.
Now, let me ask you a question. What were your thoughts on, for example, okay, so Florida ends up winning the cup. And you know what
a
I
great
really like?
prop this is.
This is good, right? This is just nice. This is nice.
This all makes me think more.
Yeah, exactly. quick question.
Yeah.
So you got last week we said it on this pod. I like saying that, by the way. I like saying where we're right, because when we're right, and when we're wrong, we're wrong. We'll tell you both, but we'll tell you when we're right more often than we'll tell you when we're wrong.
We have to celebrate our successes.
That's right. Reinhardt scoring. What did I say last week? I said, where are you guys?
Yeah.
Where are you? And the guy that scores 50 finally decides to pot one in. Thank you. Where were you? This didn't have to go to 7, but thank you anyways. I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you who I think.
And by the way, where does Dad play?
Yeah,
Just saying again.
Let's just leave it.
I'm just
let it go.
saying.
Let it go.
All right.
Okay. So, to me, like, we'll get to the MVP thing. I'm sure there's a lot of...
Literally, next question.
I know there is. What? I know you. Come on.
Did you see the notes?
No, actually, I knew
I
that.
think you saw the notes.
I didn't see the notes.
Okay.
I just get it.
Let's go to it.
So no, because I want to bring one up.
Yeah,
because Connor McDavid won the MVP. We're going to talk about the whole thing there. But before that, the real MVP for me is Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
Okay?
100%.
Mentally. You guys, again, I wanted to kind of roll it out when I did my whole spiel there about the finals. But let's remember one thing about perseverance. Like this guy right here. Some would argue that the reason the Panthers didn't win the Stanley Cup last year is because of him and him only.
Sure.
Everyone else played good, but he let everything under the sun in. Okay. Then he comes out and he has an amazing first 3 games. You can't get anything by the guy.
Nothing.
Especially, arguably, one for sure, but arguably 2 out of those first 3 games Edmonton outplayed. We talked about it.
Said it. Yeah.
Then he gets lit up.
Right. 11 goals.
11 goals, you guys. Had to get pulled 1 game. A guy who's like, oh my goodness. He's thinking to himself, I'm the problem again. Because when you're a player, at least you can mask a couple things.
Sure.
You're not playing good. You got line mates. You can make it work. You can do just enough. People pick it up, whatever. But when you're in net, you're in net. And the mental fortitude, because he had a game of games.
Oh.
Like when it needed to count. And to me, that's why I say Bobrovsky to me is the MVP. This guy right here, I mean, get him to the schools with the kids to talk about resilience. Like this is a great role model is what I'm saying.
Well said.
Not like us.
No. Hey, what are you going to do? We're just pod guys.
What are you going to do about it? You're going to come through the
What are you gonna do?
Come through the screen?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Come on.
Come on over here.
Come on. Right through the screen, tough guy.
Where are you now, comment guy?
Come on, comment guy.
Comment guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now,
you think you don't know our golf, you idiot?
Scheffler. Yeah, he killed that cop. He did it. Allegedly. He didn't do it.
I have an MBA.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So, it was announced. But Gary Bettman comes out. He does this whole thing. And, good on the entire NHL. This is where I give so much props to all NHL fans. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're in the Floridas, the Carolinas, the Midwest. I don't care. When Gary Bettman comes out to announce the Stanley Cup winner, you boo him, and good on you, all of you. Good on you.
He's the Vince McMahon minus the scandal.
It's so true.
Like that's
and that's up for debate too. We don't know. You know.
You never
no,
know.
but I like that. That's like a traditional thing, and everyone does it, and they know it. And that's the good thing.
Yeah.
All right, so they give it to Connor McDavid. Some people will say it was kind of classless of him not coming out to get it. Some think like he did the right thing not coming out to get it. Personally, I think it was very nice of him not to come out because he goes, hey, listen, I'm not, if the game was in Edmonton and they gave it to him and let's say Florida had still won the cup, I think he would have came out to get it.
Okay, yeah.
But I think the reason he didn't come out, he goes, look, that's not the trophy I wanted. And I could have cared less if I won it or not. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I think that shows the kind of class this guy got going, you know what? Don't worry about it. I don't want this. It's not my moment right now, and I don't want it to be my moment.
Right.
What'd you think about it?
So all in all, I agree with you, but I'll take it. I'll take it another couple layers here. So, if I'm inside of his head right now, he wins the Conn Smythe. He doesn't come out. Why?
Right.
He's the captain of the team. You guys.
Yeah.
They just lost a nail biter, 1 goal, Game 7, Stanley Cup Final.
Good point.
And I'll ask anyone here. Do you want to be the guy that's supposed to be the leader of your team or anything that you do, work-wise, whatever it is?
Right.
Do you want to be the guy to walk out of a crying dressing room of broken hearts and dreams to go accept an individual award and say, hey, guys, tough luck. We'll get it next year. Oh, I'll be right back. I got to go get my medal over here. Do you want to be that guy? Do you think that if you're sitting in the dressing room and you're watching your captain come out so he can hold up a trophy, you're gonna respect him the same? Some people might, some people won't. So I agree with it.
Right.
That's what I think it was. I think he sat there and he said, you know what? Forget the award.
Right.
It's not what we wanted, and I'm staying here with you guys. We live as a team. We die as a team. But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. This is the only thing I'll put into it.
Sure.
As long as you don't get upset that the average fan looks and says, hey, that might be classless. Mm-hmm. Because if you have to go out and explain yourself, you got to remember you're also in a business of aesthetics.
Sure. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this right now. He did the right thing. What I don't understand is
I think so too.
For any fan out there that said, no, he should have went out and got it, then why is he going out getting beer after the Western Conference Finals with Dallas? Why are you sending him out to go get beer? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
You're mad that he didn't get the Conn Smythe, but you're okay with him picking up the beer for the team?
I can't figure it out.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense.
It's no sense.
No sense. Okay, real quick now.
What did I want to say? I want to point something else out there too, because we got to remember like the emotional state that everything is.
100%.
So, number one, you got to get off the ice, right? The real miss actually is from the NHL. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if they knew he was going to win it, why don't you just tell him right away?
Okay.
Like, here's the other argument. What if they told him while he's got his jockstrap half off?
Good point.
Hey, McDavid, you won it, eh? You think you can get back?
That's a good point.
He's like,
he might have wanted to go get it.
He's like, guys, what are you talking about? I got my loofah half wet over here.
I'm literally in the shower.
I'm 1 foot in the door.
It's a good point.
This is one for the books, but it's time to hit the shot. Whoa. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I remember Sidney Crosby when they won the Stanley Cup in 2009. Right. And he was celebrating like crazy.
Of course.
And then he missed the handshake. I don't know if you ever remember this.
No.
He missed the handshake with the Red Wings. And there was flack. They're like, how could he won the Stanley Cup? He didn't get into the handshake. He came really late into it, right?
I don't like that.
It was the coach. It was Babcock who was coaching the Red Wings. Stuck up for the Crosby. He goes, guys, come on.
Interesting. He probably saw his photo reel.
I think he won.
Look at that, taking it all the way around. Look at that. Look at that.
These are great props.
Guys, he's got a great iCloud. You guys got to take a look at this. Let me ask you this. What is your thought? Okay, we said McDavid, he obviously won it. He didn't go out and get it. But what are your thoughts? And this is where I kind of maybe might be the black goat here. The whole idea of does the guy on the losing
the white
team,
sheep, the black goat, or the white sheep?
I might be the white sheep, the black sheep, black goat. I'm a goat, and I'm black, and I'm a black goat. Here's the thing: what are your thoughts on the idea of McDavid? The team lost. He won Conn Smythe, but at the same time, Bobrovsky stood on his head in that Game 7. I have to admit, there was a point where he stood up and took a shot. It was from the point, and the way he jumped up back up, it was like a nip up. He jumped up and he goes, yeah, that's my puck. Mm-hmm. I knew they were going to win at that point. I won't lie to you guys. It was late in the third. Yeah. But shouldn't the winner of the Stanley Cup, the winning team, also have the winner of the Conn Smythe?
Yes and no. I think in this case, look, to me, what Bobrovsky accomplished was, when I say MVP, I mean, I'm, metaphorically speaking here. Like, it was such a resiliency test. The most consistent guy, 42, the guy had some serious, a serious playoffs and consistent and the killer instinct and everything, to come up short. Like, the margin was close. Yeah. And I think I think the other thing is, let's say they would have swept or gentlemen swept.
Right.
The Oilers, we might have a different story.
We would have.
But the thing is like, there was never a game. I can't pinpoint one game where I looked at Connor McDavid and said, you dropped the ball here. I just can't.
I think there was a couple of games where he wasn't as productive.
Maybe not on the point. Maybe not on the scoreboard.
I am
but
saying
he does so much.
Listen. I am not saying the guy didn't deserve it. He does deserve it.
I
but
get,
I am on the other side of it.
I get what you're saying. Like if you're gonna win,
the MVP might just to make it better for everybody. Because here's the thing: the NHL awards are only a few days away, right? McDavid now 100% has solidified. You guys can tell me all day long. And do I believe that Kucherov deserves the regular season MVP? Yes. And I know that they vote regular season. There's no regular. McDavid now has solidified he is the best player in hockey. Done. End of the conversation.
I'm going to concede one thing to you now. You're right. Like the Vezina, for example. How can the Vezina not go to someone like Sergei Bobrovsky?
This is what I'm saying.
Who's been a good goalie on an amazing team and just won the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Let's say he was top 3, right? And he's 1, 2, and 3. Your regular season wasn't as good as your playoffs, which ultimately got you the Stanley Cup. Like, come on, you guys. Let's be realistic about what we're talking about here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I digress. I don't want to get so far into it because
speaking
I'd like to
of
have
goalies, I was at a charity.
I'd like to have another drink.
I was at a charity golf tournament the other day.
Oh yeah.
And in front of us was Dustin Wolf.
The Dustin Wolf.
The Dustin Wolf.
What's he saying?
I'll tell you what I said.
Does
to
he
him.
howl?
No, he doesn't howl.
Okay.
So, anyways, I met him and I turned to him and I go, "Hey, this is really bad timing. I sold your rookie card for $35 like a month ago." I told him that.
What'd he say?
He laughed. He laughed.
Was he upset?
I think he was upset, but he laughed.
Yeah, he laughed.
Either way, I did it.
But guess what? He just became the #1 goalie in Calgary. I'll get to that in a minute.
Anyway,
I got it on the agenda.
So then after that, I almost hit him with a golf ball.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Yeah, I yelled for her.
Hey, well, that's...
So I don't know if I almost hit him, but
then.
when I went to retrieve my ball, Dustin Wolf looked at me.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you're trying to kill us.
That's what he said.
And then I said to him,
hey,
I didn't get the memo that the hole was over here. He laughed.
I get that.
I laughed.
You did it again.
I walked over.
You should be his agent. I'm just saying. This is what the guy needs. Okay. Now we get down to the nitty gritty. You don't think we were going to get serious here? Because we got props. We got things going on. What have I been saying for the last few years, Dimitri? What have I been saying? Okay, you guys got to the Stanley Cup Finals. Look, on one end, you made me look bad. Kinda.
Go ahead.
But you didn't win it. You didn't win it. And this is all I got to say. You got an opportunity this year to re-sign Draisaitl to an extension. You have that opportunity to do so should you want to.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. Is it worth the wait? Like he wrote today on Instagram and X and all that stuff. I love Edmonton. I want to be here, basically, is what he wrote.
Right.
Here's what I'm thinking. No. Why? I'm not saying, buddy, listen, the guy's a MAGA. The guy's a straight up killer as well. But you, Edmonton Oiler fan, you got to be honest to yourself now.
What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? Do you want that cup? Because the way I look at it, Draisaitl can get you that cup by leaving. Because you'll get a whole lot of grub back from that guy.
Right.
I'm just throwing it out there. First round draft picks. You're going to get live players. You're going to get whatever you need. And P.S., I don't think you need a goalie. Where everybody for years, you guys go, oh, Skinner. Skinner was excellent.
Yeah, he was.
He was excellent.
Yeah.
I got no problems with the Skinner. Couple of defensemen, maybe a couple more utility forwards, and you got yourself another opportunity to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Dimitri, do the Edmonton Oilers make a move? Because here's the one thing I'm going to throw at you. While the playoffs are on, some people don't realize it, and I didn't until I saw some feeds. There's trades going on. Calgary Flames make a trade. Ottawa and Boston made a trade. Yep. Point is, other teams that are going, oh my God, we got to get better. They're getting better while you guys are playing. Draft is right around the corner where trades are made. I'm telling you, this is the time to do it. His stock has never been higher. He didn't have a great finals. He knows it. I know it. We all know it. But the guy's a former Hart Trophy winner. The guy's a MAGA. The guy can score. What can you get for this guy? I'm just throwing out there. Do I go get it?
Yeah. Well, it's my turn to talk.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're doing a line change here.
Line change.
Okay, Mitch. See, here's the issue that I have. Yeah, here's the issue that I have with this. On the one side of it, if the Edmonton Oilers would have won the Stanley Cup, we're not talking any part of this. We're not talking about trading him. We're not talking about trading anybody. We're talking about. I can't take it seriously. The guy's working behind. I know. I buckled. The guy's working behind the scenes. It's just the way you leaned in there. That's all it was, right? So the thank you. The thing is if they win the Stanley Cup, we're not talking any part of this. We're not thinking any part of it. It worked out. The conversation we're having is, hey, stick with the plan. We knew it'd work. We're almost there. And they were almost there. They're 1 goal away, 2 goals away, however you want to look at it. But, one can't help but think, well, yeah, what you're going to get in return is substantial. People are going to trip over their feet for a player like that.
Yep.
What you're going to get is, I mean, if this is what that got you all the way there.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. What if he doesn't have that rib? The injury reports came out. What if he didn't have the rib injury?
What if? What if I was 6'5" and I can play in the NBA?
I get it, Mitch. It's so hard. I think what it really comes down to, I think what the decision comes down to is I'm not ruling it off the table that you part ways with him. And you say him because who's going to trade McDavid? Then again, the Oilers didn't trade Gretzky, so
I'll admit my mistake there.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Okay, but but the idea is who's going to stay? Who's a real lifer on the team?
Yeah.
Who's, if they can stay together and they can do a Florida where this whole crew stays together and they can just add a piece or two, they're right. They just proved that they have it.
But you know what the thing is, Dimitri? Vancouver had him on a Game 7 and they ended up losing. They were Brock Besser away from winning that. I'm sorry. I really think that gentleman plays in that game. I think they win. They got a little lucky. They cleaned up LA and they beat the crap out of Dallas. There's just certain teams you can beat. You can just take them one-on-one. You got their number. But let's call it what it is. Vancouver had your number all year and they almost had your number in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, you had Florida on the ropes. No one's saying you didn't. But you didn't win the game. At the end of the game, it went to a split decision, and Florida ends up winning the game. I won't say Florida TKO'd you because they didn't. They won the game because they just were able to stay. And to another point, if Draisaitl's hurt, okay, you know what? Hey, man, that's just the game of hockey. Everyone's hurt. You mean to tell me Florida can't give you a list of guys that were playing on injured ankles and broken wrists and blah, blah, blah? It happened. Everybody's hurt.
Fair point.
I'm just saying. Too much nostalgia. And again, I hate bringing up Cody Rhodes again in WWE, but the reality is, guys, in real life, there is no perfect. It's just going to happen. But Edmonton, you proved me one thing. You're not as far back as I thought you were. The beginning of the season, you guys were the worst team in the NHL. Then you took 2 major heaters. You got yourself in the second place in the Pacific. You make your run. You guys are a great team. And I'm not saying this is Draisaitl's fault by any means, but I am saying that Draisaitl will get you all the pieces you need to finish that amazing convertible that you built with your bare hands. I'm just saying. I hate to say it. Okay. I'm just saying. Now.
I love sports.
I know.
And by the way, I will correct you.
Sure.
There is one person who's perfect.
Who's that?
That was Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect.
That is true.
That was his name.
That was his name.
And it was because he was perfect.
I saw him
caught. He caught his own pass.
That was amazing.
Okay. Speaking of hockey, the guy stopped every shot from Mike Modano.
I saw that too.
Every single shot from Mike Modano.
Modano had no answer.
Yeah, he was can't score.
During the playoffs, we had a fun little thing where we had the killer list.
Okay.
Dimitri came up with a better idea going, hey, why don't we go through the killer list finals edition? I'm going to go through a list of players on both sides of the team.
Okay.
Dimitri's going to list off who's a killer and who's not a killer. Now we
Killer
know.
or filler?
Killer or oh, great.
Write that down.
I'm writing that down. Filler.
Killer or filler?
Killer or filler. We'll start with the Florida Panthers because they're the Stanley Cup champions. Bobrovsky, killer or filler?
Killer.
Kachuk, killer or filler?
Killer.
Really?
Yeah.
Bennett, killer or filler?
Killer up until the final where he was a filler, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a filler. Let's go with this. Verhaeghe,
Killer.
Killer, yeah, I do agree. Montour. Filler.
I'm going to go filler.
Yeah. Bill Zito, GM.
Killer. Because he was about to kill someone.
I think he was going to murder
that's what
everybody.
it was.
Yeah. Paul Maurice, killer or filler?
Well, you win one, you can't. You got to go killer. But a really slow killer.
1,500 games in the NHL.
Like a really
It's a very slow kill. It's very Chinese torture kind of thing.
He's a torturous kill. I was going to say, he's a torturous killer.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Roberto Luongo getting his first cup. Granted, not on skates, in the boardroom.
Filler. You know what I love about...
You know what? He's a killer.
No. He's a
He's a killer.
But I love Luongo. He's one of us. He has an accent, but he's Canadian.
Weird. Last one, Ekblad. Killer or filler?
Yeah, he's a killer. For
Yeah,
me.
you gotta give him. You gotta give him. Let's go over to Edmonton.
Okay.
McDavid, killer or filler?
Killer.
Yeah. The Nuge, killer or filler?
Filler.
You know, he was on killer status, and then we found out he wasn't killing. Draisaitl, killer or filler? See, the fact that you have to wait, it shows me.
I hate to say it.
Don't say it.
I hate to say it.
I just filled in the blank. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Nurse, killer or filler? All right. You know who, this guy, Jankik? Jankock?
Yeah.
Jankik?
Yeah.
Jankik?
Yarncroc.
Young. Yankrock?
Yeah.
What's this guy's?
Yeah, that's what you do. It's a left-handed version in Sweden. That's what they call it.
This guy's a killer.
A Yarncroc is
a killer. This guy's a killer.
A Yarncroc is the sleeper in Sweden.
He's a
Or
killer.
stranger. Sorry, the stranger.
Stranger.
Killer.
Killer.
It's a killer.
Connor Brown.
Killer.
See, that was a trick question.
Killer.
He was a killer. You know what? He was a killer in the finals. Regular season, the guy had 1 goal.
Killer.
All right, I'll give you Skinner, killer or filler?
I still think filler. I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Evander Kane.
I didn't put him in there. You know why?
Exactly.
Because he's a filler. Like, he's not even a filler.
Where?
Yeah, well, he's gone, buddy. He got hurt.
Where? Okay. When
Bouchard.
I hear broken ribs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
What's your excuse? What,
He
you
had a sports hernia.
You stub your toe?
Bouchard. Killer,
McDavid. Hold on. Doesn't McDavid have an abdominal injury that needs surgery? The report came out.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I have a hernia. I told you. I'm doing podcasts.
You're doing fine. Look at you.
Look
Look
at
at
me.
you.
Look at me.
Look at you now.
Look at me. I'm
Look at
celebrating.
you, son of a gun. Bouchard.
Dimitri. Killer. Mitch. Killer.
Bouchard.
Killer. I
think the kid's on there. I think this guy's got. He might be the highest stock of all the guys.
There's no question. Anytime that the TV has gone out of their way to measure his slap
Yeah,
shot,
exactly.
shows that everyone's watching him. Like he has star power.
And ladies and gentlemen, he smashed the post. Like he was literally inches away from tying at least the game, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Last guy, Hyman, killer or filler?
I gotta respect them, killer.
You know what? I'm still in the filler part.
Listen.
I'm still in the filler
You
part.
have to respect the guy that plays to his strengths.
I get it. You're right.
Right?
You're absolutely right.
Like to me, that's a killer. He goes, "Hey, I don't need to dilly dangle.
Yeah.
I got this guy.
Boom.
I'll be in front of the
I'll
net.
be fine.
Call me when you need me. Sorry, I'm not here right now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll get back to you after the goal."
Okay, last one I didn't have on the list. Corey Perry, killer or filler? Poor guy.
Well, I know what he's feeling when he's killing.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Okay, last thing in the NHL to end off the season. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing the loofahs. We already did the Malakas, which were a huge success.
Great success.
The loofahs are coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick. How are you on bandwagon? Okay, and Dimitri knows my feeling on this. What happened was this week, the Spinning Chicklets is they're the when it comes to the sports hockey podcast, they're pretty big up there. Okay, the one guy, Ryan Whitney, Pink Whitney guy. If you like your Pink Whitneys, this is the guy that does it, right? Long story short, he's a big Oiler fan. Always said it, never dilly dallied about it. Boom. Well, he got everyone to go to Edmonton, right? And everybody, the RA, who's like kind of their agenda guy. He's their agenda guy. And the rest of the crew and the Bissonnette, they're all over Edmonton. They're like, yeah, go Edmonton. They got the girl with the shirt coming off. She was part of their crew. They had a crazy crew going on in Edmonton. All right. Well, RA, the guy that does their agenda, let's call it, he's an American-born guy. He heads down to Florida for Game 7, and ladies and gentlemen, he gets onto the ice. And because they had a lot of viral clips going out where they were cheering for Edmonton, very, very noticeably voting for Edmonton to win the Cup, when he went around to try to congratulate a lot of the Florida Panthers, specifically the Tkachuk family, he got trounced pretty bad. He got thrown to the... And he went as far as going to his own podcast and getting pretty upset, going, I don't care. They have a right to be their way. I can be my way. What are your thoughts on the bandwagon jumping? Because I don't think, like, he's a Boston fan. He's through and through a Boston fan. He decided and got into the, he got excited. He chose Edmonton because the rest of his crew chose Edmonton, right? But do you think that the Tkachuks have a good reason to give him a hard time?
Yeah, I do.
Same with me.
Yeah, I really do. Like, look, hey, bandwagon guy.
Yeah.
You can jump on the bandwagon.
Sure you can.
But just stay on the wagon you jump on.
That's true.
You can't go from one wagon to another wagon and try to go back on the original wagon.
That's true.
That's not good wagon etiquette.
It's
not
nice.
how you wagon.
Not good for your knees.
Nonetheless, it's not how you bandwagon.
That's right.
And so at the end of the day, if you're going to jump shit, that's fine. But you got to be prepared.
Gotta be
And
ready.
he got what he deserved.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it is what it is. I can't feel too bad for him because you want to be part of the party. Granted.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. Like,
Yeah.
you said it in the car. Like, who are you?
What's this the
Like,
thing?
at the end of the day, it's not like your buddies where it's like, is that what you
right.
did, you son of a bitch?
And
but
it's
you're
true.
back now.
Yeah,
No, it's like,
exactly.
excuse me? Why are you
No.
trying to hug me?
And it's viral. And, good on them that they're the ones putting out the viral clips. So
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Good for them. They're taking the heat. But you can't be mad at them
No.
for not giving you the accolades you wanted to, like, party with them. You can't. You can't go partying in Edmonton, showing you're smashed out of your mind and enjoying yourself. And then when they win, they're like, hey, hey. You see this? This is because we picked this from the beginning. What was going to happen if Edmonton won? Do you think I would be doing this? I can't be doing this if Edmonton won. Or could I?
He couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. You could.
And I would invite Mitch and just, again,
I appreciate that.
by,
But
we're all winners here.
we're all winners. It's a game.
A hedgehog.
You know what else is a winner? Rapid Banter.
Oh.
Here we go. Dimitri, what's the world's deadliest job? I just heard this week. It was crazy.
Snake handler.
Wrong. The President of the United States. 9% of the presidents have died in assassination attempts.
Oh, no.
Rapid Banter. Jimmy Butler from the NBA Miami Heat was playing in a poker tournament this week with Ryan Garcia. He ended up moving away. Is it Ryan or is it Jimmy's problem?
Performance-enhancing cards?
Triple H has said that once WWE goes to Netflix next year, the rating will change from PG to nothing. The Attitude Era is back. Yes, 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 or no, no, no.
We got 2 words for you. Maybe 1. Subscription.
That's good. 40 years ago today, Karate Kid came out in theaters. What was the best part of the movie?
Sweep the leg.
Also, put him in a body bag, Johnny.
But sensei.
So good.
So good.
Last one.
So good.
Who's more unlucky, Dimitri? Corey Perry, who's lost 4 Stanley Cups on 4 different teams, or the Buffalo Sabres? Listen to this. Okposo wins his first Stanley Cup after 17 years, was traded from Buffalo to Florida. Montour, Kulikov, Okposo, Reinhart, Rodriguez, 5 ex-Sabres on the Florida Sabres, or in the Florida Panthers. 2017, who wanted the Sabres GM job? Guess what? It was Bill Zito. Ladies and gentlemen, who's more unlucky?
The city of Buffalo.
Isn't that the truth, bro?
Gross.
Wow. There it is. Rapid Banter.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
That's gross.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is.
Oh, and by the way, Okposo, who got traded during the midseason, he had something in his contract that said, you win the Stanley Cup, you get a $500,000 bonus. Guess who has to pay that? I'm not even joking you. Buffalo has to pay the 500 G's to this guy.
Do you ask for it in cash?
Oh, yeah. in loonies.
Hey guys, I was just in the neighborhood.
Dollar bills.
I was just passing through.
That money.
The money.
You got that, right?
Like, do you say, when you give him the money, do you say congratulations on your cup win?
I don't know what you do. If you're the Buffalo guy, you cut him a check. Do you just FedEx it?
This is this is Gus and Maria having to pay the guy who just hit the wild sevens on the VLTs.
That's right.
When the float is at an all-time low.
Oh, yeah. Well, it happened 3 weeks in a row when I was there. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it.
You mean to tell me you didn't see your big setup on the second machine? You mean to tell me you weren't big
Can I tell you something? Do you know how many times I thought it was happening to me? So all I could hear was your voice going on and on when I got hit, when I was getting smashed with the VLTs.
Oh, Mr. Rothstein, that could happen to anybody. Either way, you're out.
Okay, before we get to MAGA Malaka, one last thing. The Euros are still going on.
I'm having a good time.
The Euros are going on, and here's the second round matchup. It's all
'Kay.
done. Here's the knockout stage. You got Switzerland taking on Italy. Give it to me.
Italy.
Germany versus Denmark. Go.
Germany.
England versus Slovakia.
England.
Spain versus Georgia. What do we say about Georgia?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Late goal Spain.
I'm telling you, Georgia's on a roll right now. France taking on Belgium. I don't know how they drew that. That is crazy.
Ooh, you got to go with the French. You got to do it.
Baguette over chocolate, I guess. Last one, Portugal makes it, and they take on Slovenia, who had 3 ties, no wins. Who says you got to win? Slovenia versus Portugal.
A tie is the new win.
Yeah.
Portugal didn't look good. I'm going to take them anyways.
Buddy, they took Ronaldo out of the game late. Did you see that?
Oh,
Stuff. Off to MAGA Malaka.
Okay.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing about MAGA Malaka this week. I was perusing the nets. I usually do this at the beginning. I'm doing it at the end. I was perusing the nets and I was fooling around, and I saw the new coolest thing outside of the Hawktua girl is this whole thing called raw dogging. So I asked Dimitri, do you know what raw dogging is? Dimitri gave me an answer, which we can't say on here because YouTube will probably kick us off. However, it's not what you guys think it is. What it is when you're on a plane, it's when you put on that map of where the plane is on your Endeavor, and long story short, no earphones, no sleeping, no water, no nothing. You just watch that monitor for as long as your Endeavor is. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the new challenge that's going out. I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't care if you're going on a 1-hour flight or if you're on a 15-hour flight. You can't be watching that screen. And what are you proving? Congratulations to those guys that are doing it. You didn't win me over. That's ridiculous. So it's MAGA Malaka, things to do on a plane while you're traveling.
I still feel we have different definitions of raw dogging.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It's the new thing.
I don't think I'm the only one.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
Here we go. Listen to a podcast while you're on the plane. MAGA or Malaka?
MAGA, especially if it's the sports show.
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear what he said? 17,000 reels.
I mean, come on. Viral.
Viral.
We're more viral than your Q-tip test right
Listening to music. MAGA or Malaka?
You know what? Malaka. On the plane, I just think, like, watch a movie, do a podcast, music, like, what are you going to do? Be this person?
Well, you know, as much as you love music, and if you're a music person, can you actually listen that long? Let's assume an 8-hour flight. Nice down the middle. That's a lot of music to consume in 8 hours. That's a lot of music. Just saying. Play games online or on your phone or something.
Oh, I love that. I love airplane games. They're not great, but they're good enough.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're different. I'll never play them again, but they're airplane games. MAGA.
I'm not going to lie to you. I like poking the chair just to piss off the person in front of me.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's my thing.
Interesting.
How about drinks? MAGA or Malaka?
Listen.
Yeah.
MAGA.
Sleep. MAGA or Malaka?
Yeah, if you can do it, MAGA.
Buddy, it's like we're in each other's brain. Anybody that can sleep on a plane, good on you. I just don't know how you do it. How can you possibly be comfortable sitting on if you're not in first class, okay, sitting in a regular seat trying to sleep comfortably? I don't know, man. You can't do it.
Okay, I'm going to throw one.
Sure.
Can I do a 1B to this?
Please, go ahead.
What's worse?
Sure.
The sleep on the couch, knowing you got to go up to your room after, or the sleep on the plane?
Oh, good one. The sleep on the couch is way better. I'll do the sleep on the couch, get up and stagger and take my time.
Yeah, I agree.
The plane sleep is the worst sleep.
I'm convinced that if you don't, the only way to sleep on a plane.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
Go.
there's only two.
I know what
there's
you're
two
gonna say.
options.
Yep.
You got to order a couple doubles.
Yep.
And then you're gonna doze right off.
That was one thought I had.
Right, that's one thought. Or the other thing is if you're a gummy person, you got to take gummies, or you got to pop like you got to take something.
Well said. That the third option, and the one I thought you were going to say, was you got to go hard the night before, so that when you get to your seat, you're just out.
Here's my problem.
Yeah.
No matter what,
right
before takeoff, and then to takeoff, there's that lull.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. I'm
yeah.
I'm doing this one. And then the takeoff happens, and I'm awake again. If I could master the technique, of sleep pre-takeoff, and sleep during takeoff, I think I crushed the next 4 hours on an international flight. Mitch.
Sure, I get you.
I do.
I get you.
I do.
Talk to your significant other, MAGA or
MAGA.
It might as well be sleeping the whole time.
Again, if I could nail the pre-takeoff sleep.
You know what makes me mad? Hey, international flights. Can I ask you a question?
Oh, go at it, Mitch. I know exactly where you're going.
I go through duty free, and I buy myself a Crown Royal, or I buy myself a vodka of some kind. Why can't I have that on the flight? Why? Why? Do you know my wife? Do you know what I have to deal with? You know my son? You don't know them. Let me have what I need. Let me have my medicine while I go.
Mitch, if we had
all I'm saying.
If we had enough money, I say you and I start the first airline that has a corkage fee.
Now you're talking business.
You don't want international drinks? It's not a problem.
Yeah, no problem.
$400 a corkage fee.
Yeah.
Bring your own bottle.
Bring your own bottle.
Bottle service.
Done.
Be great.
Yeah. Just saying. Get into a fight. You see it all the time now. Yeah, maybe that's your thing.
Yeah, MALAKA.
Yeah, I do think it's awkward.
You're ruining it for the
whole team.
You're there.
You're holding up the flight.
That's
then
not
you're
good.
getting kicked off.
Yeah.
So then you got to go find another flight if you can get one. You know what I mean? How is the other flights going? Wait a minute. We're getting the guy that just got kicked off the other flight?
What do you have to prove if you're going on vacation? If that's the kind of angst you have,
that's what I'm saying.
You have other questions.
What's your problem, bro?
What's your problem, man?
All right, last one. Trying to make it on the Mile High Club. MAGA or MALAKA.
MAGA, come on now. Come on now. You want to fly that Boeing Air Max.
Those Dreamliners.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
How about I be the man of your Dreamliners right there? Oh.
Do you think you could try? Have you tried? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a little something about Dimitri right now, okay? He's lying through his teeth right now, just so you all know. He's lying through his teeth. I'm just saying. I know what he thinks he considers. This is not the same thing, Dimitri. This is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I know what he's doing. I know.
Yeah.
Good try.
Halfway there.
You know what? I was just going to say, you're 1,500 a mile. What is that? What do they say? It's 3,000 miles up or something, right?
Half mile high club.
Okay, you're the half mile.
I'm in the half mile.
I'll give you the half mile.
No, that's why I'm laughing.
I'm giving you the half mile.
No, I'm in the half mile high club.
I'm giving you the half mile.
Alumni.
I'm giving you the half mile.
Twice over.
So you are 3,000. So you're at the full mile then. If 1,500 is half.
If you add what I've done. Right.
You made the whole.
But it's not.
It's not the same thing.
Would I?
Well,
are you asking?
Listen, if you're
no.
What do you say?
No, I'm gonna stop you. Were you saying? Oh, of course, everyone. No, I don't think. Given the chance, I don't think everyone would. You got it. That's a big.
Oh, I agree.
That's a big
I don't
fear.
think it's a.
I'm saying
not everyone's into it.
If I had the chance, and I knew, and things were right, all day under the sun, no shame. And I'm not just saying that.
Do you think that goes on more in first class?
Of course.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
The problem is that the washrooms are too small.
Right.
The other problem is that the cabin crew is usually right by those same washrooms in the
Also
back.
a good point.
Right?
Right.
So unless
They know what's going on.
they should.
They're on top
We
of
hear
it.
the stories.
They're like bouncers.
We hear the stories with you and the captains.
Yeah.
Or the captains with you. Whichever way you're looking
Hey,
down.
whichever you're looking
Whoa.
at. Hey, how you doing?
Whoa.
Hey, See, first class is actually, you're paying that extra premium, let's call it,
dude, if
to
I was,
be,
okay,
to allow yourself
Mitch.
to do many things.
Mitch, hold on a sec.
Go ahead.
Right now, money's not an issue. Forget the mile high going to the washroom. If this guy's flying first class with the Emirates, I'm doing it right on the cabin bed. What do you mean?
I know. This is what I'm saying.
What
They've given you a bed. They're basically begging you to do it.
Yeah. You're sitting there, you're like this. I'm Mr. Corollas. Would Mrs. Corollas like another mimosa? Yeah.
Yeah, she sure would.
Yeah. How are you doing all right?
You got any of those wet naps?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But
I
I would.
hear what you're saying.
But I would. And you know I would.
So you know what makes me more mad as we go through this and we're having a good time? Who the hell is doing this whole raw dogging thing? You're just sitting there staring at a plane moving ever
my
so
goodness.
slowly across the thing.
Like I said, we have two different definitions. This
This is what they're calling. The kids are calling it. I'm just telling you. Yeah.
a different way.
I understand what you mean. And we're in the same generation. I get you. This is what the kids are calling it. This is how shitty the society is.
I want to
gotten.
continue this conversation. Thank you for listening. One for the books. We got to shove it in the locker, hit the showers. Anyways,
Hey,
thank
how you
you.
doing?
Emergency pod.
Emergency pod.
But okay. We're trying to be funny. We're trying to be muggies. I'm going to challenge you right now.
Right.
Would you join the Mile High Club with your wife if you had the chance? Yes or no?
Yes. 100%.
You would.
I will try my best. Yes.
Do you think she'd be up for it? Like how awkward?
yeah, I
Hold
think
on.
so.
How awkward is the PDA? Where you're like, should we?
It'll take a little bit of finessing and coaxing.
Okay.
Like a little bit, not a lot.
Oh, there's a lot of coaxing.
Just a little bit of like, hey, come on, let's do it. It'll be funny. It'll be hilarious. It'll be funny. At first, I guarantee.
Why is it that we change voice? We
Yeah.
all have that baritone. We're like, come on. Do it.
I promise you. You know what? Because may I say, for the ladies out there, I think they enjoy it just as much. They want that excitement just as much.
I don't think we're any different.
I don't think so.
I would try it. I believe that we would get away with it.
I think so.
I think Tamara's all systems go.
I think so. Why not? I don't know you had to drop names, but that's fine.
Well, if I'm not dropping my wife's name, then we have
Well,
an
no,
issue.
I understand, but I don't think like if
who
you
else
was to
am I-
listen to this,
like, it
she's
would-
like obviously it's
Yeah,
her.
but it would be well.
You've dropped her name over the last 6 years many a times. I'd be surprised if most people didn't know. What
I
your
love
wife's
my
name
wife.
is.
I love my, but what if I said Sarah? Like, yeah, Sarah and I, like out of nowhere, I have a couple.
Let me ask you a
I have a
question.
couple road pops.
Is there a
and be
reason
like,
you use that name? Is there a reason you use that name?
no.
Cut
no.
the pie! Cut the pie! And cut the pie!
I heard your wife saw the Amy the other day. How'd that go over?
Listen.
What happened?
Ames, I'm telling you right now, stop posting shit. Like you're gonna.
So good for me. Tamara and I, my wife.
That? Who's that? I'm like, well, she does our videos. Oh, really? Yeah, she does.
Katarina, she's coming next year for Stampede.
Oh, I forgot to mention her
So
what she loves to do on, you know. What is it?
Her, yeah.
Her
Her workout
her
regimen.
workout regimen. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
I love doing
that. Would have been great. I think that would have been a nice.
Amy, you're looking good, by the way.
Great. Dan's
Dan, the old Pharaoh.
he's a smart boy. That Dan.
He's smart. He's smart if he keeps her.
Well,
He's got to work on it.
she's got to keep him happy too.
No. Amy's one of us.
She is one of
We're
us.
Amy
I'm
first
sad.
people. I love
of course
her
we
dad.
are. Of course we're.
I'm just
Amy,
saying
and there's no doubt there. But at the same time, it goes both ways. Do you think this pod will go this long now? You should maybe cut it.
No. This is the best part about controlling the pod.
This is
You know we're at
true.
58 minutes right now.
Perfect.
By the time I put the music, we're over an hour.
You know what?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
See, this is what happens
what happens
when you let us out on a Wednesday
Yes,
night
this is it.
to do a pod. Because
You know what's missing? What's missing right now? Do you know what's
The
missing?
Rosé review.
Also, a steak.
Are we?
Maybe. Just saying.
So you're not in for the Greek show.
No.
You're not in for the alternate commentary table.
We can do it right now. we can bleed it right in.
We
bleed it right in.
just do a wrestling podcast.
Do it right now.
I think I'm gone for 3 weeks.
You are. So this is what's gonna happen. Next week, I don't think I'm gonna do a sports show.
Actually,
Maybe. I lied. I might call.
Can I make a suggestion?
I might call the Swiss Greek.
hold on. Can I make an honest?
Sure, yeah, of
Can I make an honest
Sure,
suggestion?
sure.
If you don't get anyone for the sports show, why don't we just do a couple of reels?
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I just get Amy some clips from, I could do some clips from Tennessee. You could just do some clips while you're here.
Yeah, sure. I can do
Why
that.
don't we do a Zoom?
We can do a Zoom. We can try. Is Brandon gonna be in the Zoom?
Should we get him in?
I think. Well, he's right next to you.
Did I tell you I got him? Ticket I got him.
Yeah, 49ers. Yeah.
Good guy.
He's a nice guy. I like what he's doing.
We all like what he's doing.
Unfortunately,
the family likes.
You
what
should
he's
be
doing.
more mad at him than you are.
Why?
You're not mad at him enough. He's
Don't-
destroying you
How so?
in every way. Which way do you want me to go?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Okay.
Did Turtle ever get mad during Entourage?
What do you mean? At who?
At
Him and
Vinny?
Drama always fought.
No, who? Sorry, I'm thinking Entourage. Who's Vinny Chase's brother?
Drama.
Oh, Drama. Yeah. You think Drama cared?
Drama wanted
Did he-
to be Vinny.
Yeah, but do you think he? Okay, well, I'm not like that. But I'm more the Turtle. Did you think he really cared about the ride he was getting taken on?
So okay, which one? You say?
I
What
thought
do you
so.
ask
Johnny
me?
Drama,
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
was the brother. Yeah, that's why I mixed it up. But
Okay.
Turtle was the manager,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But he did.
There was
but-
the other guy, the little guy.
Yeah, but Turtle was like the guy, the easygoing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think he really cared the ride that he was on? Yeah, you're right. Johnny Drama. Now that I remember.
Like there were certain episodes he knew his role and he didn't like it, which by the end he becomes a tequila, whatever megastar and started a $1 billion company with Mark Cuban or whatever it was.
The point being is I have no jealousy or animosity.
No, buddy, there's nothing to be jealous about. I'm joking. You got great hair. You're fine. But what are we talking about? Are we just saying overall? Like 1 versus 1?
He gets me in every category.
Yeah.
That's the
Except
best.
for hair. Why you see?
that's not
you can
fair.
beat him in hair.
That's enough.
Can I be honest with you? It's
crazy.
Give it 10 years,
Right.
you match him. He's got a lead on you because he knew which path he was taking.
So here's the thing. I was telling
You know what I'm
we got this intern at work, right? And I was telling him, and I'm like, it's so crazy
right,
that I can go with my hair,
right,
have a workout,
No.
and have my hair look better
right.
after the
I
workout
can see that happening. I've
than
seen
when
that
I
happen
walked
before.
in.
Yeah.
With all the sweat and the droppage and everything.
It's weird. It's like your hair, like it enjoys
It has its own personality.
Right.
It talks to me, Mitch.
Sure it does.
I never wanted to bring this up because I knew people would think I'm weird.
Yeah.
But it talks to me.
Behind the
It
scenes,
gives me guidance.
a lot of people are going, this is what these guys talk about behind the scenes? And the answer is, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
and
this
it
is-
gets actually crazier. If you want us to keep rolling, by the way, we said this summer, that's what it's going to be, the perusing.
The Peruse cast.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of
Talk-
sports. What do you want us to talk about? The Olympics. Cigar. We're going to talk about the Olympics.
Everyone's watching like, so how many deep are they?
Well, it depends on how you measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you imperial or are you metric? Two different measurements.
I'm just free pour. What does that mean?
It's county in the States.
Yeah.
I think it's in Massachusetts.
Is that Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Doesn't sound right.
What do they want to take that name back, right?
They like that. Yeah. You know, the props were better than I thought.
It's all prop.
I said to myself, I'm
wanna-
going to do it. I don't want to look cheese.
I don't want to
But
stop
I felt
recording.
like we actually pulled off the prop.
It's to the point that we might get requests to keep using the prop.
I highly think we should. And on top of it, we should highly keep doing this. Even if it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday or Saturday.
I actually thoroughly miss the rosé review.
The Rosa review, for all those that didn't know.
Thoroughly miss it.
We used to do it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a thing. We would go to the liquor store,
Yeah,
right?
and we would get a different rosé.
Yeah, we were recording with Jeff. We'd go to the liquor store. We'd grab a bottle of rosé. We'd grab a different one off the shelf, and we would drink it with Jeff. Marketing Matt was there at the time too.
That's a good point.
And we had the cups, and we would
How's
actually.
he doing? You talked to him?
No, not for a while. Not for a while. When was the last time I talked to him? A few months ago.
Yeah.
Check in. Hey,
Okay.
how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, he'll compliment the sports show.
Oh, nice. So,
Big gulps.
all right.
Is that it?
That's
We're
it.
done.
We're done.
We got to move on.
We got to go.
We can still continue this.
We might have another. Listen, it might be a week off, maybe not. Stay tuned.
Emergency pod. We're not doing it this Saturday.
Right.
We got to give you something.
Because this is something.
It's a long shower.
Listen, at the end of the day,
We
this
have a-
was needed. Our whole show, I said this to you,
Yeah.
the whole year was based on NFL and NHL. But
Right.
NHL I would say this show has now turned into NHL, NFL. And we could not finish the year. Like, I have to leave for a few days on Saturday. Then you're gone for 3. You mean to tell me we're not going to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals for a month? No.
Yeah, you're right.
There was no way we didn't do this pod today.
You're right. You're right. You know, I didn't even plan it that way. Usually when we go, it's a 2-weeker thing until we realized the other day I'm gone for 3.
Yeah. Hey, and you deserve it, you son of a bitch. You deserve
Are
it.
you doing Greece next year?
Oh, yeah, it's on.
1 month. We're going August.
You're going to go August.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since we've done the August. We usually go early now. We usually go like June, May or June. I'm not saying that'll be next year. We
I think
haven't decided on
next year it's a big year for us. I can already anticipate the growth.
Why,
so we
why,
have
so
to.
why is it a big year?
I just think we're just going to get that much bigger.
The pod.
The pot.
Oh, I see.
That's why we got to coordinate. We got to.
Right.
We got to think about these things now.
Well, maybe we meet up in Greece and we do a pod. I better fucking talk that. You mean to tell me and you in Greece doing a sports podcast wouldn't maybe be the greatest fucking thing?
Get your hands
yeah, I'm
out of
swearing. I'm swearing. I don't give a shit. I don't give a
He's
fuck
right
right now. You know what I'm saying?
Holy.
I don't care. I don't care.
You get your hands out of my pants right now.
I'm telling you.
Even though I
me
want
and
you there.
on the beach talking about
Don't.
the NHL season
Don't.
with cigars,
Don't.
and frappedes and
Stop it.
Uzos or whatever we're gonna
I
drink.
will leave her now.
We're just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's Wednesday today.
Yeah.
Sure feels like a Friday.
Oh, yes, it does. Wednesdays are Friday.
Hey,
This is
the
how
new
we
Friday.
Wednesday.
Should we do this every Wednesday now?
Can you stop?
I'm just
Can you
saying.
Stop? Can you stop?
Just saying.
Can you stop?
I think people would appreciate it.
Again, it's the friend half. Is that what you want?
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Hey, Ames.
She don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to witness. Well, freedom is so now.
W, we're Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.
Locked in.